recorded a video earlier, and for whatever reason, it didn't want to upload. So here's kind of a short version of that video where I rode the bus yesterday in Montgomery, Alabama, and it was a lot better than I had expected, but it was not, up to par for a city of 200,000 people where a large part of the population depend on public transportation. I rode the number two that originates from the downtown main station and goes to the Super Walmart and Eastdale Mall, kind of does a little detour into a neighborhood behind the mall, and then goes back down Atlanta Highway back to downtown. The bus was clean. It was air conditioned. The driver was okay. Not rude, but not the nicest person in the world either. And that's difficult to control. I understand that you can't control, employees' moods. One thing that I did find disturbing was Matt's describes their system as basically, I've never seen this before in any other place that has public transportation, but according to Matt's, you should be able to flag the bus down if you are on the route, even though you're not standing at an actual designated bus stop. If it's safe for the bus to stop, you are allowed to flag the bus down and the bus will stop and it should pick you up. Now that happened in the neighborhood that we were driving through before arriving at the mall, and a young gentleman was flagging the bus down, but because he was standing on the grass by the house and not on the sidewalk, the bus driver basically deemed him not ready. I don't know what that constitutes in her world, but to me, you're flagging somebody down. This is a young person, maybe in his 20s. It wouldn't have taken him more than 2 seconds to get to the sidewalk once she slowed down, but she made no indication that she intended to slow down at all, and she just flew right past him. So she seemed very concerned about keeping whatever schedule she's held to, which I find ironic because the entire process of her driving the bus is because she needs to pick people up. That's the whole purpose of her job. And so she was more concerned with being on time rather than picking the people up that need to go somewhere. She also missed a stop. Somebody, rang the bell or, indicated that they wanted to get off. And she flew past that stop and didn't stop until the following stop. So that person ended up having to walk, back probably about 10 minutes because stops aren't very close to each other. Now, I was pleasantly surprised by the cleanliness and the air conditioning on the bus, coming from somewhere where public transportation is basically part of the communal fabric and something that everybody uses. It wasn't on that level, and I can totally understand that this is a much smaller city. This is a city where lots of people drive. However, I found out from one of the fellow bus passengers that this line is basically the best one, and that it usually has air-conditioned, fairly new buses. And I was advised to try a different route, and that's what I'll do next time. The lady also informed me that because of the way the routes are formulated, or the way the bus routes are, she is not able to get back to her house on the same bus that she takes to go somewhere, because the bus will not pass by her house on the way back. It basically bypasses her entire neighborhood when it comes back that way. So if she wants to go somewhere, she's fine getting on the bus in her neighborhood, but when it's time for her to come back and go home, she actually has to get on another bus that goes all the way downtown, because the buses don't really seem to connect to each other. They just connect to downtown. So even though people live, all over Montgomery, it's basically all bus routes originate more or less, originate from downtown. So she has to go all the way back downtown and catch another bus. And if she's lucky, she'll catch it on time and then take that same bus that she caught that morning and ride it all the way from downtown so that it will pass by her house. If she misses that bus, she has to wait for another hour. So it could, if on a bad day, it could take about 2 hours to get from like the Walmart on Atlanta Highway to her house, which had she driven, it will take her like maybe 5 minutes. And I just don't think that that's an efficient system. So I don't really know why it looks like this or why nobody is interested in making this more efficient. I don't really see any negatives to having a functioning bus system in a fairly large city. And if it doesn't work, you should probably take a look at it and make sure that it works better. So I will be riding the bus again, and I'll make another video when I do. I'll talk to you later. Bye.